Hello, welcome to South Today. I'm Sally Taylor. In tonight's programme, a backlog in family courts because of COVID-19, with some separated parents not seeing their children for months.
For my clients, yes, of course I am frustrated because however it happens and for whatever reasons, the upshot is the child suffers.
The room without a view. The couple who woke up one morning to discover a barn built right next door.
We now live with the blinds closed and the curtains closed because we can't bear to look, so we may have to go.
And a message for Boris Johnson from a 10-year-old gymnast.
Why is it okay for hundreds and thousands of people to go in the pubs drinking, but it isn't okay for me and my club to go back to training, keeping social distancing in small groups?
Separated parents have been denied access to their children for months because of the impact of coronavirus on the family court system. Remote working and reduced hours imposed as a result of the pandemic has meant fewer cases being heard. Some parents have even cited the risk of COVID-19 as a reason to stop their children having contact with their ex-partner. The Ministry of Justice says it's working hard to address the issues. Sophia Seth has been investigating.
Like so many other separated parents, my ex-partner has used the effects of the coronavirus to stop me from seeing my son. The pandemic that has unfolded over the past few months has been devastating for so many people. For me, this has been made worse by the fact that I've had no access to my son for 3 months. Not only has this affected my mental health, but has also had a negative impact on my family, who have also been given no access to him.
One father's story, spoken by a journalist. When partners with children split up, often the child will live with one parent and their contact with the other parent needs to be agreed. This can happen informally between the pair, but when there's friction, it can't always happen, and it's left to the courts to grant so-called contact orders. But the problem now is, due to the coronavirus pandemic, the courts are being pushed towards their limit.
The court system was already very stretched before we even had the pandemic, and it's now just exacerbated it. There is parents who are worried about their children seeing the other parent and exposing themselves to potential risks in terms of the coronavirus itself. And there is mistrust between parents and a lack of communication between parents.
Have you seen any parents using COVID-19 as an excuse to stop the other parent seeing the child?
Often, even without this as an issue, you will often find a parent raising concerns about another parent deliberately trying to stop them seeing their children.
Has it got worse now?
And I think this has given for some parents, potentially another excuse to use.
Where there are issues between parents not being able to see their child.
Eleanor is a family law solicitor. She's seen an increase in demand for parents needing contact orders during the lockdown.
Due to all the issues with parents not being able to see their children and the other parents wanting contact to happen safely, there has been a surge in court applications. The courts have, many are suspended or are just staffed, and they are simply not able to process all these applications.
In fact, national figures show there's been 20% fewer applications being able to be processed during April and May this year due to the pandemic compared to last year. But even if an order is processed, we've heard from parents seeing delays in the court procedure. Here's one father's experience, again spoken by a journalist.
I feel the court system has completely let my son down and allowed months to pass without him having contact with his father. Contact is being denied using the pandemic as a convenient excuse. I'm still awaiting a date for the first hearing, and it's been 4.5 months since I held my son, who lived with me all his life.
Delays are being caused because the majority of courts are operating remotely due to the pandemic, so via video link or even on the phone. James tells me before the outbreak, judges could hear up to 9 cases a day. That's gone down to 3 or 4.
I think everybody in the family justice system is frustrated. Judges are frustrated, the lawyers are frustrated, understandably the parents are frustrated, and all the other professionals involved.
We also heard from one mother who, although happy for her child to have contact with her ex-partner, she wants to use contact centres, neutral spaces where the separated parent can visit their child in a comfortable, safe environment, which is supervised. The vast majority are currently closed due to the pandemic.
This will cause a delay in trying to set up any future contact arrangements for my daughter, which will also raise further questions of will there be a waiting list, alternatives?
Although lockdown restrictions are easing, lawyers tell me the way courts operate isn't changing anytime soon.
The president of the family division, so the most senior judge in the family courts, has already intimated that he feels the current arrangements are likely to exist possibly well into the spring of next year.
There's still going to be a backlog in the courts. I mean, that's a huge pressure and stress for clients who haven't been able to see their children for 3 or 4 months.
Yes, they may, and it's very sad, and obviously that has the greatest impact on the child. So I would just urge parents to really focus on that and think what is in the best interest for their child in terms of having that relationship with both parents.
For my clients, yes, of course I am frustrated because however it happens and for whatever reasons, the upshot is the child suffers.
And Sophia's here with me in the studio. What is the government saying?
Well, Sally, they've said that despite the COVID crisis, that the justice system has been kept running to support the vulnerable and that family cases have been prioritised. £142 million has been invested in courts across the country. Also, courts days are looking to be extended, and also, as we were hearing yesterday, the Nightingale-style courts are being proposed, and that will be able to see more cases. And for remote cases, new video technology is being implemented in civil and family courts. But ultimately, Sally, for all those involved in family cases, is what's in the best interests of the child. And lawyers tell me that that decision is best made by the parents, if possible, outside court. Sally.
Sophia, thank you so much.